Hi everyone, welcome back. We are back again with another video, weekly video. Thank you all for your comments on my last video. What is Dramatherapy? I will link it in my description box. Thank you for all your comments and your support, your shares, your likes, everything, and welcome to all my new subscribers. So in this video today, we will be delving into the topic of anxiety. Anxiety. Wow, such a big word, right? Anxiety, where do I even start? So this is just an introduction to anxiety. There will be plenty more videos about anxiety, but today I'm going to focus on the what. What is anxiety? I'm sure you've heard of the word. I'm sure you've heard of it before because many people use that word. Many people claim to have it, claim to experience it, and it's actually true. Throughout the course of a lifetime, even the most confident person you know has been through a phase of being anxious or being concerned about something, being insecure about something, avoiding something. So anxiety, it's you can, in other words, it's worry or an uneasiness about something, a fear of something, and everyone, like I said, everyone experiences anxiety. But what makes it a concern or an issue or a problem is if that anxiety or that particular thing or in general stops you from living out your daily life, right? So like I said, we all experience anxiety, but if the anxiety is stopping you from doing your everyday living activity, whether it be school, whether it be college, university, career life, networking, if it's stopping you from doing things that you should be doing in your everyday life, then it's a problem, it's a concern. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not here to diagnose anybody with anything, but I will be talking about just the symptoms of what anxiety is. And if you can relate to that, then this video is for you. So like I said, it's a fear of something. So we have rational fears and we also have irrational fears. So if I'm on the safari or if I'm in a jungle, right, and I see a bear, rah, just there, like, I have every right to be anxious that this bear is going to eat me alive. That's fine, right? It's fine. If I decide to freeze, or if I attempt to fight the bear, if I feel like I can fight the bear, then fine. Or if I decide to run, those are all natural responses. So we have fight, flight, or freeze. This is how I explain it to children. You have one of three of those options when you're in a state of panic, right? Now, anxiety is not always a bad thing. Also, anxiety and another rational fear is you won't see me run into traffic or run into the road because I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm not trying to harm myself. So I will not intentionally run into traffic because I could get hurt. Again, that's a rational fear because I know that a car can ultimately, it can kill me. So being anxious about something that can harm you physically, right, is completely normal. Now, irrational fears, and I'm going to throw myself under the bus. Irrational fears is things that we're afraid of that we shouldn't be. So for example, I'm scared of pigeons. I'm scared of pigeons. I'm scared of pigeons. I'm doing a lot better now because I'm starting to take my own advice and, coaching myself around that. I'm scared of pigeons and I can manage a bit better now. But back in the day, if I saw a pigeon or a group of pigeons somewhere, just a flock of them, I would divert my route. If I was late, if I was going to miss the bus, miss the train can go, the bus can go, I can miss the exam. I am not going through that route before those pigeons till the pigeons fly away. And you can imagine, I'm 5'8" and the pigeon is like this small. But I can't explain my fear of pigeons. I honestly can't. I do remember that I used to have dreams about them. That might be something linked to it. But anyways, I digress. So also, if if you're avoiding going to school, we know that school is mandatory. It's something that is by law that you should attend. If you're avoiding school because of anxiety, that's a problem. And then we have other scales. Perhaps you're not going for your dreams. That's on a bigger scale. That might be a bit more understandable, and we will delve into those things at some point in another video. But if the feeling of anxiety is stopping you from doing things that you should do on a normal day, then it's not okay. You need to do something about it. So anxiety is linked to other disorders, such as, you know, having panic attacks. I know some people that have had panic attacks, friends, and even clients that I've worked with that have panic attacks, you know, that are related to certain events. For example, exams. Some people leading up to exams start having panic attacks, and because they're so concerned, so consumed about the result that they will get, they're so concerned about their performance of the exam, that they don't even allow themselves to attend the exam, to even give it a shot, give it a try, which is so unfortunate. So we have panic attacks, phobias, like I mentioned. So I have phobias of pigeons, PTSD, post-stress traumatic disorder, and then we have social anxiety. Have you actually noticed that you have all these bubbly personalities on YouTube? You know, I'm not going to name bomb or anybody, but you have all these people that are these big personalities on YouTube. You meet them in real life and they're just like socially awkward. Socially awkward, and no fault of their own. They are probably dealing and struggling with social anxiety. Trust me, talking to a camera and then trying to talk to a group of people are two different scenarios. And so I'm not here to place any judgment. So that, you know, those things are anxiety. Now, I just quickly wanted to touch on core beliefs, because core beliefs really form the basis of your thinking, how you rationalize things, your thought process, your mindset. So core beliefs are really the foundation of somewhat where some anxieties even come from in the first place. So for some people, culture sets their core belief system, and I'm talking about negative core beliefs here, not any sort of core beliefs. I'm referring to negative core beliefs. It might be your faith. Your faith for most people forms their core belief system. And then people's experiences, whether that be stressful experiences, traumatic experiences, these are some of the things, and also upbringing, so i.e. culture and traditions that form a person's mindset. So core beliefs is about how you view yourself, how you view others, and how you view the world. So if you think, like, what are some of those things that you have that have just been ingrained in you since a young person? They will have some sort of relational connection to some of your anxieties, whether that be, i.e. for some people that have experienced bullying, that, you know, going through bullying, such a traumatic experience, that forms some sort of thinking and framework for the person, to the point where everything else they do in life links to that point in time. You know, and that's if they haven't dealt with that phase of their life. If they haven't dealt with it, it creeps up in other areas of their life, where they think back to how they view people, how they view themselves, and ultimately how they view the world. So these things are firmly embedded in people's thinking and can shape their reality, how they see things. So what you think, what are your thoughts? Because what you think is the root to how you see life. It's the root to many problems. So you somewhat have to go back. You have to go back and think about, what are the things that you've experienced in life? What are the things that you've gone through? They somewhat shape how you see life moving forward. You can decide to form a negative mindset because of your experiences, or you can decide to have a positive mindset. That's completely up to you. But what are some of those automatic negative thoughts that you have? So for instance, so like I said, we have how you view yourself, how you view others, and how you view the world. So I'm going to give some examples. So I am. For some people, I am not good enough. I can't do it. I'm ugly. I'm incompetent. Whatever I start, I can't finish. I'm rude. That's just the way I am. I'm rude. I've got an attitude problem. These are some of the things these are the labels that people place on themselves because of what they've been through. Also what others have told them as well. And then the second one is about how you view others. I don't trust anybody. Men are trash. I have to laugh because I know people that say this. Men are trash. I don't trust anybody. People will always let you down. Automatic negative responses. The world. For some people, they say the world is a dangerous place. The world is full of evil. And, you know, we can agree to disagree. For instance, in terms of the world being evil and the world being dangerous, yes, it's a negative. But the way I view it is from a perspective, I see it from the perspective of kingdom. So my faith, my faith being a Christian. So my king is Christ and I'm part of his dominion. So kingdom means kingdom dominion. I know that I'm in the world, which I do believe is a corrupt and evil world. It's negative, but I believe it. But I do not believe that will hold me back from doing anything. That doesn't mean that I walk in fear. That doesn't mean that I walk feeling anxious about every single person that walks past me. I don't go to bed thinking that someone's going to come and break into my house and steal. Because for some people, every night, that's an anxiety of theirs, that someone's going to come in and steal or, you know, break into their house. So that's just an example. And so, but I believe that I'm in the world, but I also believe that I'm not of the world. And so though I live in a dangerous world, I don't believe that danger follows me. And that's my belief system. So what are your core beliefs? What are the things that you believe in? Because the good news is you can change that. You can change how you see the world, how you view the world. So I mean, the diagnosis is GAD, that is general anxiety disorder. And it's more likely that a person will have that diagnosis as an adult, so 18 and onwards. It's very unlikely for a child to have a diagnosis of GAD because, I don't know, psychiatrists try to avoid placing a diagnosis on a child simply because it may be a phase they're going through and they may come out of it on the other side much better. So they prefer that a child or young person goes, you know, attends therapy, you know, tries the talking therapies or the art therapies or the counselling or whatever you have before going on to medication and before receiving that diagnosis. So general anxiety disorder for the person that has that diagnosis will have anxiety about everything in general. But for some people, it may be for specific things, perhaps before a public speaking event, before going into exam. Perhaps they have anxiety, social anxiety, being in maybe a networking environment, being in a playground, being in a group setting. So it's different for each individual, but you will experience anxiety at one point in your lifetime. So you need to think about, what are the thoughts that go through your mind about yourself? What are the automatic negative assumptions you have about how people see you? Do you assume that everyone is staring at you? Do you assume that that person thinks that you're ugly? Do you automatically think this? And so you need to you need to discover the why. Why is it that you think that? And the interesting thing about core beliefs is the fact that there are certain experiences that reinforce that the belief you have is true. And because you have those experiences that reinforce it, it's so hard for you to let go of it. It's, you know, very, very hard. So there are certain evidences that are so attractive to the point where you feel, actually, this belief I have must be true because I've been through this. This person did this. This person treated me this way. And so that means that this belief is true. And it may not be the case. It may not be the case. And so this is the introduction to anxiety. Do you say I'm boring? Do you feel like you're boring? Do you feel like you're a failure? These words all have negative connotations, and you have to figure out why it is that you feel this way. Why can't you trust people easily? Why? Or why do you trust people too quickly? Why? So these are some of the things that I would go through in a session with a client or clients. We will try to unpack some of the milestones in their life, the memories that stick out to them, the things they've been through, whether negative or positive, and then find out and discover what their core beliefs are, because the core beliefs is under the surface, and then above the surface is that avoidant nature. It's that avoidant nature, avoiding things. And so in the next videos to come, we will be talking about how you would know you have a symptom of anxiety, because like I said, I can't diagnose. That's not my job here.